Hey guys.
I'm Bob.
I'm Barb. Together we make up
HetteshWorld.
Bob. What is going on today? Is there a problem?
Today we are going to do preventive maintenance on our Truma instant water heater because we have an error.
We are going to be using this to fix it. So stay tuned. We're Bob and Barb. We've lived by the rules all of our lives. But in 2020, we threw that rule book out the window. We sold our home and moved full-time into an RV with our cat Amelia, and from now on we will be living life our way. Don't you want to come travel in our world?
This is our error we're getting on our console here, if you can see it. We got a beep, and then like every 7 seconds it will toggle. And what that's telling me, it's ready for its preventative maintenance, the decalcification. This has a meter inside that actually records how much gallons have run through it, and we must have reached the 1,580 gallons. It'll give you a year warning or that 1,580 gallon threshold. And it says if you have real extremely hard water, you'll have to do this more often. But what we're going to do is shut our water off. We're going to add the decalcification tablets to the system. I'll take you through the process. So the first thing we're going to do in this process is we're going to turn the Truma to off. And there is an off inside and outside. Now we have to shut off our water source. So I'm going to flip the valve here. If you're on a water pump, you'll have to turn your water pump off because you want to release the water pressure. So we'll go back inside and we'll release our water pressure. Now that I've turned off the water supply outside, once we are on full hookup, I just want to show you this decalcification package. It's going to come with the 6 tablets. And it tells you in the book, do not use anybody else's tablets but theirs. These are the tablets that are going to go inside.
All 6 go inside?
Yep. So what we want to do is we want to run the water pressure out of here, and then we're going to mark this with...
Attention, attention. Do not turn on the water, Barb.
Yeah, so this is going to be turned off. I guess I can actually put it over here. We want no water, and this takes 3 hours to complete. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put these on in the bathroom.
We filled up our Berkey and our coffee maker, so I have water and stuff if I need it for anything.
It's just Barb and I, so it's not like we're going to have to worry about it.
I don't know, Amelia likes to drink out of the sink, so
we're just putting the tags on.
She's pretty crafty.
All right, so this is our Truma. I'm going to open this up. So we want to make sure we have no water pressure here. We should bleed that off a little bit. This is going to have a little bit of water.
Yeah.
A little water here.
I'm just curious. Is that warm?
A little warm. This is a strainer on here if you would have really bad water, but we filter our water.
Yeah.
So.
Soften. And you can't see it over there. Filter.
This water here, we really don't need to catch it. I'm just keeping it from splashing around. They say these tablets are a little bit caustic, so I mean, because it does dissolve the hard water. So they tell you to wear some gloves.
Oh.
Of course, I got my permanent safety goggles on right now.
His glasses, yeah.
It says not to use anybody else's but Truma's.
And we thought, why not? You know, just to be safe.
So I'm just inserting these in here.
It's really tight. You are, and it is correct. We went back and double checked just because it was so tight.
I guess this is better than a standard water heater where you got to mess with it. The anode rods and all that.
Okay, so once you've got them all inserted, then you're going to insert it back into the thermos system and snap it closed.
It's going to be like that. Turn our water back on because we have to bleed a little bit of water through the system. And it says not to bleed too much because they dissolve in 10 seconds after hitting water. And since we're on a manifold system, I'm not going to let the water run that long because it takes a while for the water to go through the complete manifold. So I'm going to run a little bit out of each faucet just to get the air so I know the water heater is purged.
Okay.
So we're going to run a little hot water here. It says it may come out a little pink, which is doing. As you can see, it's a little pink there.
Oh yeah, pretty interesting.
So now we're going to go out here, we're going to do the bathroom. This little clapable bucket works good. The other thing it actually mentions in a few videos I watched, they talk about doing this and not getting anything on your different types of materials that your countertops are made of, because that acid could affect it.
Okay.
So that's why I'm catching in a bucket, and I see people just run them down the drain in other videos. Now we're going to turn this down to clean, and we should get a steady beep just like that. That's going to go for up to 3 hours.
So no running water.
No running water while that's doing its cleaning. You'll hear the pump outside run because it runs some water through the actual unit. That's what we're going to wait for the next 3 hours. Our decalcification is complete. As you can see on the control panel now, we got a fast strobing light. It took just a little over 2 hours, about 2 hours and 10 minutes to complete. And now we need to run water out of all of our hot water faucets to get up to 8 gallons of water run through the system. And that should turn our light off. And then we will flip the unit to off, drain the system down one more time. I am catching the water in a bucket to make sure that this water does not harm our sink or our shower system, since it is a mild acid. It says to run 8 gallons through. I run probably a little over that. Our light finally went out. And then it tells you to turn this to off. So I'm going to turn it to off. And then we're going to shut the water off. At the street, if you've got a water pump, you have to turn your water pump off, and you got to bleed the system down again. We have to pull the strainer out one more time to make sure all the decalcification tablets have been dissolved. So right now, I just wanted to let you know we do use a on-the-go water softener to try to prevent a lot of calcium from building up on the pipes inside. I do have the water shut off right now, so I'm going to bleed the system one more time. Bleed this off. Make sure there's no pressure. We're going to open this up. We're going to get this strainer out one more time. Going to release the last bit of that decalcification tablet. There's nothing in the strainer, as you can see. It's all been dissolved. We're going to install this back in here. We're going to turn our water back on, and then we're going to bleed a little more water just out at each spigot one more time inside, just to make sure all that decalcification tablet is out of the system. I just don't want to damage any of the sinks or the Formica tops or the hard surfaces or anything. And then we'll see if we can get us to go back on normal mode on the water heater. I ran some more hot water through there. I got my back on eco mode. We normally run ours on eco mode when we're hooked up to water, because that way it doesn't use propane pre-charging water. If we're on a limited water source, we will run it on the normal mode here, charge up some water so we're not using so much water waiting for it to get through the manifold to the device.
So you're all finished with the project? Was it pretty easy?
It was simple. Yeah, I mean, there's a few steps you have to follow. It took a couple hours, mainly because we had to let the decalcification tablet a thing, and then making sure you flush the system. I do recommend you using a bucket and not flushing that down into your sinks. If you got like a hard surface sink, the stainless steel is probably not going to hurt. The shower, that's a fiberglass. I don't want to run that stuff onto the shower. Once you get all done and you purge the system, I just went back and I purged another 8 gallons or so through the devices, and I turned her back on and she's working normal.
So we hope that you like this video. We are trying to teach you as we learn also going along. So please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment. Click that notification bell to get notified. And remember, we're HetteshWorld.
Come travel in our world.
Bye.